INDA Parade 2020 comprised a whole series of events. We had final reviews with students and external guests. Then we had alumni talks, so we invited a lot of alumni from INDA, and we also had a series of mini lectures by invited guests. Traditionally, INDA Parade culminates in the Supercrit. It's like a whole day event where we see student projects across all the 4 years.
In the previous years, it is a great moment of coming together. Through reviews, we see the students' inquiries, investigations through the projects. Ajahns and critics come in with our curiosities, our ideals. We were challenged now to move everything online, reaching even farther out to our network and friends across the globe.
Education traditionally has been very much based about bringing people together into one space, and what happens when that physicality is challenged and is brought to the digital.
Everyone was forced into this very this small the window, and the whole the communication was very the compromise.
We get to experience with new worldwide guests. It was quite challenging to communicate with our Ajahns, which are not physically there.
I have learned a lot of new tools and programs in terms of how I can present my work out of just pinning up the papers at the board.
There was Zoom that we've been using for online learning. We use that for presentation. The Zoom window is then broadcast into our Sansa world. That's where we exhibit our work. The students have these islands of exhibition.
So the presentation format is always really important as a collective act, and in terms of learning as well. But what I have found is really interesting is how students have engaged with the platform, using Zoom, also the VR platforms that we've used in order to then critique each other's work.
I think the plurality in which we can really get to talk about work, in which those types of communications are mutual, then also becomes really, I think, a manifest to what INDA is, which is a school that is about plurality.
The idea of introducing a virtual environment, a virtual space where instructors and students could interact, is very important because it allowed to not rely only on distant communication, but try to explore new territories, which is something always beneficial.
By having a virtual reality environment, it gives such different significance to other types of environment.
With the VR format, it allows us to create a one-to-one scale model, which we can walk through inside, which is not possible before with the physical model. So it was very helpful to really understand how it would be in reality.
The way that students can embed and experience their proposals is extremely unique compared to a physical format, which mainly exists in drawings and scale models. The VR offers an immersion or a kind of reflection that they can truly embed themselves within, which is extremely valuable in one way.
I think when it comes to Keep School Real, it's about allowing everybody access to this kind of new, let's call it almost post-digital kind of learning environment. We're kind of in a digital kind of era, but I think it's really important to assess how we go on from here.
It's a confirmation. Affirms a lot of questions that we're already asking here at INDA. The relationship between the virtual and the real, and architecture as a mode or a medium for learning.
We're kind of well equipped to kind of take this, to future-proof ourselves, to take a step into new media.